Qatar Sprint weekend. Big points available and a big chance to hack into Aston Martin's lead as what? Is that? What is that smoke? Fire! We've got a fire, everybody! We've got a fire! Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Forza Ferrari. It is the sprint weekend in Qatar this race, so we've got to be quick because there's a lot obviously happening through the whole weekend. But what has happened since I saw you last is a fire. There was a fire in the design centre, so we had to shut everything down for a week. Not a massive deal because we don't have anything new being designed for the car this year anyway. It's all stuff for next year, so it doesn't matter. It was only a week, so it's not the end of the world that it happened, but it's all been cleared up. It's a safe work environment again. But yeah, it's obviously not nice when things are burning that shouldn't be. So yeah, that is where we're at. As I said, it's Qatar this weekend. There's nothing new on the car necessarily. I mean, there's no new parts in terms of design. We've replaced some used parts, but that's about it. But yeah, like I say, it's a sprint weekend. There is the LaSalle, is it LaSalle? I think that's how it's pronounced. Red is Sector 1, blue Sector 2, yellow Sector 3. Sections by speed. A lot of medium and high-speed corners. Should suit our car, I think. So medium speed cornering is what is crucial. Time considerations we can see there. You say 6 seconds on a safety car or virtual safety car stop. You can see there two stop up. Medium hard medium is maybe the way to go according to that. There's not. I mean the soft tire is quite a bit quicker, but it does degrade at twice the speed. So yeah, soft tyre doesn't look a great race tyre, does it? Previous race here, Verstappen has won. So what happened the year before that? 2020. Is this our second season, or is this is our second season, isn't it? So yeah, that makes sense. There was no race there in 22. So yeah, that is that. Let's have a quick look at what we're expecting to do here and reach Q3. You would certainly like to think so at this point. Is that with both cars? Just one car, so that should be no problem. Finishing position, someone in the top 4. Fastest lap. Yeah, all right, let's go for it. We'll see. And finishing streak, so we need one car in the top 6 for this one to get that bonus, and we need one car in the top 6 in qualifying for the next 2 races to get that. So I don't know if I'm assuming that's in qualifying, not in the sprint race for the grid, but anyway, we'll figure that out when we get there, and off we go. Alright, so confirmation of a clear sunny skies in the desert. Who would have thought? Alright, I'll do this one free practice session we get, and then we'll see you for qualifying. Alright, so we've done free practice. Let's have a look and see how it went. 4th and 5th, so that's as good as we've been all season. Now, we didn't quite nail a setup, but I think it was untested, but I think we're close. So Q1 shouldn't be a problem here at all. Let's go and confirm that for you. So yeah, no problem at all. Just to be hyper vigilant, we sent Mick out on a second run, same set of tyres. He got blocked on his first run. It wouldn't have made much difference. He would have got through anyway. So slightly concerning Alonso's fastest. But anyway, Q2, here we go. Alright, we are on board with Mick. Now, we are 6th and 8th right now. We did our first run on used tyres. And as we saw at the top there, the tyres do degrade relatively quickly. Looks like Giovinazzi's gone green first sector. Where's my sector splits? Here we are here. So Mick has not gone faster, but nobody really is. So there are 2 cars behind Mick that are currently on better laps, but worst case scenario, that would put him down in 10th. I'd be a little bit annoyed if we've wasted a set of soft tyres doing this. Mick's gone green, yellow. Giovinazzi's gone green-yellow. So we're not going particularly quickly here. Giovinazzi coming up across the line. He is slower, or certainly not improving, and Mick is also slower. So, not sure what happened there. So Mick edges through. Denny Rick actually got himself in, so he bumped Esteban Ocon. So, yeah, that's slightly concerning for Mick on that one, but let's go. Another Aston Martin fastest. This is not good. Alright, so here we go for our final run. Now, we are both on used tyres. As ever, first run was done on used tyres. We are 5th and 6th currently. We really, if we can, want to try and be getting up in that at least the second row of the grid. Of course, remember, this is for the sprint race, not for the Grand Prix proper. The sprint race will set the grid for the Grand Prix proper. It's the rules as they were supposed to be at the start of last season, not what they actually ended up doing. So green for Giovinazzi, yellow again for Mick, who just seems incapable of going faster in his second run right now. Now, we do have not the greatest of our engine parts in the cars for this one, which might explain a little bit a lack of pace. The reason is Giovinazzi goes green again, Mick's gone green as well. The reason I've done that is because this is a sprint weekend, it effectively writes off these parts as race parts, and then we'll have sort of the newer parts at the end. So Giovinazzi goes ahead of Mick. Mick comes across the line and stays 6th. So it's 3rd row of the grid for Ferrari. No, it's not. We've just dropped down a spot. Stroll, you mother effer. So Aston Martin look annoyingly quick, don't they? I thought we might be able to take a chunk of points out of them here, but yeah, that's not living to fruition right now. Alright, here we go. Sprint race. We're on the medium tyre. Now, there's a lot of soft tyres. The soft tyre, for us anyway, wasn't going to get there. So I'm not 100% sure what their plan is for that, but we're going to push the tyre a little bit. Is everybody okay? Mick's dropped. No, Mick's okay. Alright. So what's happened there, I wonder? It's at the back. Is it at the back? It's Oscar Piastri. Yeah, so it's at the back. So that's fine. That doesn't affect us in any way.
There's a massive shunt down at turn 2.
So let's have a look at who's on the soft tyre. There's Russell on a hard. I mean, that'll get there. At what sort of pace it gets there, I guess, is the big question. But he's put a move on both our cars, so it's obviously not too bad. So 7th and 8th, we've gone backwards a row, which is not ideal. But yeah, like I say, the soft tyres I don't think are going to get there, so particularly Stroll could be there for the picking. But there's points for the top 8, though the points are not insignificant. I think it's 8-7 all the way down to 1 in 8th, if I remember correctly. So there's no point deploying Mick right now because he's stuck behind Giovinazzi anyway. And yeah, well, we'll see how this race goes. Given the soft tyre runners, I think we'll need to bide our time a little bit. Russell on the hard's the annoying one. Ideally, we wouldn't be stuck behind him. Oh, Giovinazzi right in front of us has just locked up and gone off. Oh, that's a disaster in the sprint race. An absolute disaster. Well, I mean, how far back can he come now is the question. He's in 18th. That is disastrous, Gio. Alright, well, this is interesting. Lance Stroll has just come into the pit. Now, I don't know if he had picked up damage. Norris is coming into the pit, so I wonder if the soft tyre runners are looking to do a 2-stop in the sprint race. I mean, that is an interesting strategy. You'd have to give it that to him. I mean, it's halfway through. If you are going to do it, this would be the point in which you would be doing it. But yeah, that is an interesting strategy. Yeah, so Stroll's come back out onto a soft. A 2-stop soft. Oh, a 1-stop sprint, I should say. That is, I'm going to say a new one on me. Mick is, yeah, I mean, he's dropped back a little bit. We've got a yellow flag. Is it Giovinazzi again? No, it's not. Stroll has locked up, so that's sent him back behind us, has it? No, not quite. Yeah, we're really struggling to get Giovinazzi up the field here, which is not ideal. They should have that done there now on Bottas. He'll have DRS as well, so we'll try and push him clear. Yeah, well, this is an interesting sprint race if there's going to be pit stops. Alright, so it doesn't look like there's going to be any more pit stops. We are now currently just pushing on for the end. Yeah, Giovinazzi's got a bit of a gap in front of him. I don't know that he's going to be able to do much more than he already has. Perez's tyres are absolutely... I'll give you a look at some of these soft tyre runners. They're absolutely destroyed. It was never the tyre to be on. So yeah, now we can try and see if we can get ourselves a little bit further up. We can sort of push the tyres on a little bit more risk-free. But Giovinazzi, he's halved the gap to the cars in front, but it's just he's 3 seconds a lap faster that lap, but it's just too big of a gap. Mick, on the other hand, was 3 seconds a lap faster than Perez, and we can see Perez. So this might be doable. Let's see if we can go and get him up to 4th. It's only an extra point, and it's sort of the same row of the grid, but still, it'd be a very, very nice place to be, and we're on the last lap of the race. We're about to start it as well. We might just need to be a little bit careful on the petrol to make sure that we do get to the end. We underfilled by a lap, but yeah, it seems like it's not too bad. But we'll keep deploying what we've got and see if we can get this move done. We're way, way quicker than him. But yeah, I don't know if we're going to have quite what it takes to get a move done, or do we? Or do we? Mick up the inside, so that is 4th place. Nicely done, Mick Schumacher. We've got enough petrol to get to the end now. And that should be that done as well. We have caught Hamilton. We have passed Hamilton. Go and use what you've got here, Gio. Get yourself as far up this grid as possible. Albon is on absolutely ancient tyres. So we should have that fairly well done. Verstappen's 1, Hamilton's 2nd. It's going to be Mick across the line in 4th, which is very, very decent indeed. And Giovinazzi's got himself back up to 11th, so just outside the points.
Car was great.
Only got himself to blame for that, but at least he can race from there, I would think.
Super job there, well done.
So up 3 for Mick, 5 points for him. We have been outscored by Aston Martin because Stroll and Alonso have both got points. And Giovinazzi down 5. Like I say, as long as he doesn't crash in the race, he can race from there. He can still get some big points here. So, race strategy, what do we have? We do have a lot of medium tyres, so I'm thinking that is possible. Or do we want to start on a soft with Giovinazzi? That's very, very racy, but I think that might be a good strategy for him to be on. Yeah, and try and make up as much early on as we can. And then we've got lots of medium tyres. We should have... How many medium tyres do we have? We've got 3 sets of new mediums and 2 sets and a new set of hard. So this, I think, works well for him in terms of... we should have the same with Mick, yeah. In terms of being able to adjust the strategy too, if the time comes. Now, the thing is, could we push on more with better tyres? Or harder tyres, I should say. Let's stick with this. And, yeah, Giovinazzi... I wonder, actually, not that one, this one. I wonder if this is the better option, because what that should allow us to do then is still get hopefully a good start on the soft tyre, make up some positions, and then go on to a hard, and yeah, still be able to push the tyres. I think I actually maybe like that a smidge better. Alright, here we go. Look at Mick up there on the 2nd row. There's a lot of soft tyres around, actually. So this might be a little bit like the sprint race, one that comes to Mick a little bit, or both of our guys a little bit later on. Giovinazzi's already made up a spot. Now, I wish you could do this beforehand. Just tell them both to rarely defend. But I'm not too concerned about tyre wear, generally speaking, here, because, yeah, you know, we just need to... We've got the tyre life to use, for the most part. If Giovinazzi could just get rid of Sainz on his inside there, though, that'd be useful. That's a fairly long-range corner, isn't it? So Mick is 5th. He's got past Lance Stroll, it looks like, so that's a useful thing to have done. Kenny now, he's lost out to Perez as well. So what tyres is everybody here on? So Perez is on a medium. But that's not too bad. He's ahead of Stroll, which is where he needs to be. He just needs to try and go with those front ones if he can. And then Giovinazzi just needs to make up as many positions here as he can do. We'll have to back him off the tyres fairly quickly. But yeah, it's... oh, Stroll's got past, which is not ideal. But anyway, we'll see where this goes. 57 laps. It's not the longest race in terms of laps, but it's a fairly complicated lap in terms of you know, lots of twists and turns, and I think tyre life is going to be a big part of this one. So let's hope that we can kind of roughly stay where we need to here. And yeah, well, we'll see where that leads us. Sort of come the first round of pit stops. Alright, now we have Giovinazzi currently stuck behind Magnussen and Ricciardo. Now the problem with this is that it's cooking his tyres a little bit as well. Let's see if we can go in deep and get a move done. Yeah, I think the problem is that Denny Rick is holding up Magnussen, who is holding up Giovinazzi. So, yeah, Mick is just a little bit up the road. We're just saving a bit of fuel with him right now, and we pushed on his tyres a little bit. One thing is that I learned already this race is that if the tyres get hot, they're very difficult to cool down. So we're just got to keep an eye on that. But yeah, the big problem we have right now with Giovinazzi is just being stuck here. So we'll see. Maybe Ricciardo can be a little bit of an easier overtake than K-Mag was. And there's maybe a slight issue of, because we're using older engine parts, and ERS parts, maybe we're not getting the charge and the power from the engine that ideally we would do, which is making it difficult to overtake into what is really one of the only overtaking spots into turn 1 there. So, yeah. We'll keep going here. Mick is, how far back is he? 4 seconds back of Stroll, but there's not a huge gap all the way up to the leaders. And of course, those guys on soft tyres, they will be coming in relatively soon, because they've been pushing a lot harder, actually, than even Giovinazzi has been. So, yeah, the race is about to start and take some turns, I think. Let's see if we can get Ricciardo down this straight. Surely we can. We'll deploy as well. Minor ERS damage. That's not great, Mick, but we've just got to deal with it for this one, and then we've got better parts for the rest of the season. So we get that done. That is Giovinazzi up into 8th. Hopefully he can run down K-Mag now. And, yeah, get that move done. Then we'll be 6th and 7th as pit stops begin. Alright, so pit window for Giovinazzi is open. We are hopefully going to get past K-Mag down this straight. It looks like we have done just that. So that is very nice. I'm trying to get him as far as I can, obviously, because one thing with the soft tyre is that it is limiting what we can do in terms of pushing for the rest of the race. So the further we can get him, the better. Mick is, yeah, he's just sort of up in a little bit of an island all of his own here. We're sort of using his tyre as much as we can without destroying it. Which is not ideal, but what he is doing right now really well is sort of conserving his fuel as Russell's in. So we've got the first of the soft tyre runners coming into the pits, and let's see where that puts him. We can probably mix down quite a bit of fuel conservation there, so he's probably good to go. And yeah, so we'll see what sort of tyre Russell comes out on. I'm assuming it'll either be a medium or a soft, won't it? It's not really rocket science to figure that out. And then next lap will be Giovinazzi's in lap. He's not really got. He's still got K-Mag behind him, which is maybe less than ideal. But yeah, his tyres have really taken a hiding, being coming through the traffic. So let's deploy and let's try and make sure that Magnussen's not coming back past us. And we will push these tyres as hard as we can now, because we'll be coming in at the end of this next lap. So, yeah, this is the optimal lap. Yes, it is. So we'll come in, we'll stick on the hard. And we will be able to push that tyre a little bit more, obviously, as well. Hopefully, we are going to have a good day in terms of pit stops as well. That would be helpful. We'll just keep attacking, who cares. Mick is, his tyres look like they're going to get to where they need to get to. They're in a good temperature range as well, so we'll push him on a little bit more now. In terms of lap times, you can see Giovinazzi, he is closing on Mick. You'd expect him to on a soft tyre, to be honest, so that is fine. But yeah, Mick is doing a decent, they're both doing a decent job so far. And if Giovinazzi had, had started on a reasonable grid position, then he would be a lot higher up than he is currently as well. But anyway, let's see what the boys give us here. We're inside Mick's pit window. And it's a 2.8. Thank you very much. And on we go. Given that Mick is coming to... with the tyre, that just gets eaten, the tyre around here. So Giovinazzi's come out in 15th, behind Guan Yu Zhou. We'll get the heat into the tyres as quickly as possible, and then we'll sort of start to back it off a little bit. Obviously, we can't afford to be full push the entire stint, but we can push a hard tyre a little bit more. Zhou's on used mediums. He'll be coming in relatively soon, as this should be fairly comfortable, shouldn't it? Into that corner. Yeah, this is the big 3 corner. So lots and lots of stuff happening. Look at all the pit stops happening this lap. So that is... are we going to get anybody? We were ahead of Magnussen and Ocon, so we've got those both back. Mick finds himself in 3rd, which is not a bad place for him to be. And yeah, Giovinazzi's just got to make quick work of this traffic where he possibly can. We might deploy him to try and help him pass Carlos Sainz here. And yeah. Perez is in. Now, Perez started on a medium, so that's early, I would have thought, for him to be coming in. Can we go and get this done here? No, so we will wait for the DRS down the front straight at this point. We might even harvest on the exit to try and Well, we don't have any battery left anyway, but surely with DRS, sorry, that should be a fairly simple overtake. It is. So we're back up into 9th now with Giovinazzi. Mick is sitting 2nd. He'll be in next lap, so maybe we just stay with this. Well, actually, no, there's no point doing a lap for no reason. We'll be back for Mick's stop momentarily. Alright, so here comes Mighty Mick into the pits. Stroll is now the only car that hasn't stopped. He's on a medium tyre that's still got a bit of life. They wouldn't one stop, would they? And it's another 2.8 second stop. Fastest lap for Alonso. Unfortunately for us, I don't think that we're going to be... Oh, Giovinazzi's very, very close, actually. And, well, Mick stayed in front, but not by a great deal, it has to be said. And, yeah, maybe this is a good opportunity for Gio to try and charge up the batteries a little bit behind Mick while his tyres come up to temperature. But yeah, this is okay. We really need to be getting ahead of these Aston Martins, though. But still a long way to go yet. We might get a favourable safety car or something. But so far, I mean, just got to stay out of walls, don't we? And it's so far so good. Alright, now Hamilton on a medium tyre has just come past both of our cars. Now, that's not necessarily the end of the world because he is on a medium tyre, but if we can stay with him and get dragged along with, relatively speaking, medium tyre pace whilst on a hard tyre, then that would be no bad thing, clearly. Giovinazzi's just that little bit further back again, but his tyres have got to go that little bit further as well. So, yeah, let's see if we can happen to stay with him. We do have a bit of extra tyre life on the hard that we can use to push. And then this is it. As long as we get DRS, it should take us right back up to the back of him. What sort of lap time did we do there? A 28.3 to a 28.9. 28, yeah, so we're not doing bad lap times behind him. But yeah, it's just a matter of how long can we stay with him, and then that should be a good thing. Stroll has pit, I tell you that. He's a couple of seconds up the road, but Hamilton's catching him quite quickly. Again, if we can stay with him, then we might be able to take advantage of that. He's on a medium tyre as well. You'll notice though, Verstappen and Alonso came back out on a soft, so I'm assuming they're going to go to a hard tyre towards the end, unless they're 3-stopping, and that would be something. But we're sort of committed to our strategy now. I don't know that we can join them on that. It'd be a bit late, I think. Alright, we're going to do something a little bit different with Giovinazzi, because as things stand right now, we're going to finish 6th and 7th or something like that, or 7th and 8th, and it's just really going nowhere. So we're going to try and really push him on, go to a set of mediums, make 2 more stops, and just see if we can make up the difference, because it's 20-odd seconds for an extra stop, and I just wonder if maybe we'll be able to do that with the pace in the car. So we'll see. It'll be a case of just getting Mick to move out of the way when Giovinazzi gets there. We're just outside of DRS range of Hamilton. He's dropping back from everybody in front of him. So, yeah, and there's a bit of a gap behind us. I'm actually wondering if maybe it's worth doing with both cars. But we'll be more sensible with Mick, and we'll push Giovinazzi on and kind of see if it works out for us or not. But yeah, because you can see other people's tyre life. Giovinazzi has older hard tyres anyway. These soft tyres at the front are not particularly good. This must be Leclerc, who's crashed and been everywhere, I think, but the racing line so far this race. So yeah, we'll just sort of play it by ear here. Verstappen's in, so we'll see what sort of tyre he comes out on, actually. If he comes out on a hard, he's going to the end. If he comes out on anything else, he might be stopping again. Let's see, he should be out of the pits any second now, I would have thought. Come on, Max. There he is there. And he's on a medium, so maybe he's stopping one more time. A medium would be very, very close call to get there. So, yeah, well, we'll see. Mick's right behind him, though. So this is another case now. If Mick can stay with him and get some good lap times here, then it just might work out okay. But Giovinazzi should be catching them both pretty quickly as well. So, yeah, interesting race, this one. If Verstappen still has to make another stop, Russell and Alonso are in the pits now as well. Yeah, let's just wait and see what sort of, where they come out relative to us, and if they are going to make another stop. Very, very curious to see if that is the case or not. So here they are here. So we are behind everybody, basically. But they've all come out on medium, so they're going to be absolutely shot at the end. Interesting race this one is turning into. Now, is that a safety car? No. Alright, we're going to do the same thing with Mick. Giovinazzi is 2 seconds a lap faster already. So we're gonna do the same thing, and yeah, well, we'll see where this lands us. But are they both there? They won't both be coming in. So Giovinazzi will come in this next lap. Hang on. So ignore that for now. Hang on. Let me just do this. So Giovinazzi's coming in this lap. He'll be going onto a medium. Then he's got another new set of softs. So that's fine. And then next lap, Mick will be coming in and going soft to the end. So let's see. Let's see if this works out for us. Otherwise, we're going to be 7th. Yeah, Hamilton's coming in now. We're going to be 7th and 6th, something like that anyway. So, yeah, let's go and see. Let's go see what this does. All right, so here comes Giovinazzi for his stop. And is it going to be another good one? Let's hope so. On go the mediums, 2.9. We'll take that. And Mick is, where is Mick? Doing a 27, so maybe he's not going to be quite quick enough. Yeah, well, we'll see. Giovinazzi's come out in 10th on that medium tyre. We'll keep going with him and see if it works out or not. Mick, I'm just wondering if maybe we don't want to do this with him. Hamilton's come out on a medium. Do we just want to try and bank some decent points with Mick? It's too late. So, we're doing it now. It's like anything when you do this extra stop. It's going to be not necessarily the first, over 3 seconds. Not the first stint, it'll be the second part of the stint where you could be 3-4 seconds a lap faster. So Giovinazzi is passed. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, but yeah, like I say, let's see. Let's experiment. It's not going to be a podium finish anyway here. So let's see what we can do and if we can rack up some exciting overtakes, if nothing else. Alright, now there is a chance that this might yield us a little bit because Giovinazzi is about a second or so a lap faster than Hamilton now. He's more or less caught the gap up. He's on a medium tyre that's older. Well, I mean, it's done more laps. It's probably in better condition. But what I'm thinking here is that we're a second and a lap faster now. Have a look at last lap times. Mick's engine is quite old and failing, which I think explains why he's lacking pace a little bit. Even that last lap, we were a second a lap faster, and we're going to go in and put on new soft tyres. You've got to think that we're going to be, again, quite a bit quicker than Hamilton when that comes around. So I'm fairly confident that we'll get Giovinazzi where he needs to be. I'm less confident about Mick, and the main reason for that is just what's happened here. What's happened here? Everybody's okay. Oh, Hamilton has spun. So we pressured Hamilton into a mistake. That's huge. Does Mick take advantage of that as well? No. But Giovinazzi is now up into 6th spot. And so Giovinazzi, I mean, we'll just keep pushing them as long as we can, to be honest. These tyres, I think Mick probably needs to come in this lap, doesn't he? And go on to another set of softs. So that's fine for him. He does have, Mick does have a bit of a gap behind him, 18 seconds to Ricciardo, so he should come out a little bit behind them. And then anything he makes from that is sort of just a bit of a bonus. Giovinazzi, though, he is... now, Perez is on a soft tyre. Is he going to stop again? If he doesn't, he's going to be on very, very old tyres at the end. So Giovinazzi's sort of playing with house money at this point as well. He should, with a 5-second gap over Hamilton, he should catch him back up. Here comes Mick into the pits for his second set of soft tyres. A 20-second gap over Ricciardo. So it's a bit of a no-brainer for Mick at this point. He's 8th. I mean, we had pushed him to the point where on soft tyres he had to do it anyway. But he's going to come out. If he comes out behind Ricciardo and Magnussen, can he get ahead of Magnussen? That would be huge if he could. It looks like he can. And he's only lost 1 spot. So he's now, just driving for the finish line, and we'll see where that gets him. Giovinazzi still has a little bit of life left in these tyres. Is he still doing decent lap times? He's still doing a 26.0, which is faster than anybody in front of him apart from Perez on a soft tyre. So the longer we go here, obviously, the better those soft tyres are going to be at the end. I think it might be the lap to call it here. So we'll bring him in and see what he can do. You can see 2 seconds a lap, or maybe a second and a half, a lap faster than Hamilton. Already a 7-second gap. He is going to come out again. He's only going to lose a spot to Hamilton here. He's going to be well and truly ahead of Ricciardo. So, yeah, we'll just kind of see now. How old's Denny Rick's soft tyres? Yeah, they're getting towards the end of their lifespan as well. So, yeah, well, this is interesting now, isn't it? How far back up the field can we get? A safety car would be interesting because, well, it actually probably wouldn't help us that much, would it? Because everybody ahead of Mick would come in anyway and be out before he got past him. We're just putting back to neutral while we're not paying attention, and let's see what sort of stop we get for Giovinazzi. A 3.1 is not our best work, but it's not the worst. And let's see now, Giovinazzi should get out ahead of us here, and can we get this done into turn 1, please and thank you? Not quite yet. Again, I think some of his issue is the fact that his engine is quite old, but he's got it done there. And so, let's see what Giovinazzi can do now. He has got a 13-second gap to Hamilton to break even. That should be no problem. Then the gap up to Perez, that's where the problem's going to start and come, isn't it? But let's see. Let's see how far up we can get here. So it's only 7 or so laps to go. So Giovinazzi has just set the fastest lap of the race, a 23.8 to Hamilton's 27.5, almost 4 seconds faster. Now some of that was with the deployment, not all of it though. And yeah, so this might work out more than I thought. Excuse me. Yeah, we were going to finish 7th and 8th anyway. That's where we were going to finish with the pace that we had. So we've not lost too much. And let's see, has he beaten his own? Oh, he smashed his own lap. Purple. What sort of lap time is he going to do here? A 24.8. So that's actually slower than what he did last lap. But yeah, Giovinazzi is absolutely flying, and he's almost certainly going to catch Hamilton at this rate, even though there is only 3 laps to go. Mick is just kind of where he is, if I'm honest. His engine is not helping his situation here. That is, as I said, the main reason for his lack of pace here. But Giovinazzi might well get Hamilton yet, and that would be overall a bonus position for us, because we weren't going to get Hamilton, I don't think, and without doing this different strategy. So yeah, let's see. A couple of laps to go. What have we done this lap? Hamilton, we can see him there now. 26.9 to a 24.7, so we're still 2 seconds a lap faster. We don't have to worry about overheating tyres because there's only 3 laps to go. Alright, so we are on the second last lap. We need to get into the DRS range, so we're deploying this lap because when we come across the straight this time, it's going to be the last time basically that we're going to have DRS. So any deployment that we have, we're using. I do fear a little bit here that we might fall a smidge short. We are going to fall a little bit short. We're going to have to get an overtake done that is not involving DRS. Now this last lap, 25, so we're only a little bit faster than him. I fear the worst. Again, we're going to use any deployment that we have. Try and get to the back of him. If this traffic could hold him up a little bit, that would also be useful. We're inside the second now, but yeah, didn't really get held up enough for us there, did he? So we are essentially out of battery. Come on, mate. Let's get an overtake done. Let's get an overtake done, Gio. He's got a little bit of petrol to work with. Can he stick one in somewhere? George Russell has won. It's Aston Martin 3rd and 4th, which is all devastating for our chances of beating them in the Constructors. But it is not quite worked out. Another lap, we would have had him.
Okay, that's a checkered flag.
So 7th for Mick. 7th for Gio. Mick's going to come across in 8th. The board's not going to be pleased with that. And to be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed with that as well. I'm a lot disappointed by that. So there we go, Gio up 4, Mick down 4. We did get fastest lap, so that is something. It's going to be a bonus point, but that's a devastating race for the Constructors because Aston Martin has outscored us by a lot. in that one. So yeah, that is disappointing to say the least. Yeah, that almost puts them out of range of us now, actually. So as expected, the board not completely happy with that, disappointed in fact. Now next up it is Austin. I think that's another sprint race, isn't it? So can we see here something? Yeah, it is another sprint weekend, so another busy one. Hopefully we'll get a better result in that one. But until then, I've been Adobe, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.